Welcome to Mornings with Meep. It is March 18th, 2018. Got my tea. I had some late breaking pension related news Friday night. I was asleep at the time, but Andrew McCabe was fired and therefore he couldn't get his pension. Oh, in related news, happy birthday, McCabe. I understand you just turned 50 today. So I'm not going to discuss that here. I'm going to put it in the blog post that this video will be accompanying. Let's look back at the week again. On Monday, I have, look back at the pandemic and some news items, but it was 100 years ago around this week-ish, and maybe a week before, where the pandemic truly got started in an army camp, a U.S. Army camp, and they got shipped over to Europe. So I'm actually not really expecting much in the way of U.S. news with regards to the pandemic, as in the pieces that I linked, there was an active campaign to quash the information, and that had repercussions, probably undesired. Taxing Tuesday, I want to comment on this because I got some emails over this. I have started going through different combinations of tax filing status and trying to find the winners and the losers in the new federal income tax bill. And there are losers, but I haven't gotten to them yet. I started out with single filer, no dependents, standard deduction. That's the simplest, simplest situation to try out. Obviously, a lot of people have much more complicated tax situations, and that's where we're going to find the losers. Obviously, it will relate to the high tax states. So I'm just going to be week by week kind of stepping through different combinations. I just want to make one change per week so that we can just really explore that, because there's multiple dimensions. There's multiple deductions. You can be married, filing jointly. You can have dependents. You can have your state income tax. You can have your state sales tax. Those are treated the same. You can have the property tax. There's different caps. You'll have your mortgage interest deduction. So lots of different pieces. So I'm not doing it all at once. I'm not getting paid for this. The Tax Foundation people evidently are. And so they can do all the fancy combinations all at once if they want to. Kentucky. So on Wednesday, I looked at the current state of what's going on with Kentucky and pension reform, and it's a bust this time. Governor Bevin decided that it would be productive to insult the people who did not want their pensions cut. And look, I agree with Bevin that pensions are going to have to get cut. That said, one needs to actually build up the trust, make the case that they need to be cut, and not just go nanny, nanny, boo-boo at people. I don't really think I'm going to have much more to say about Kentucky for this legislative session. There's not many more days to it, first off. Obviously, I don't think Senate Bill 1 is going to get passed, so it's a bust, just like in the fall. Okay, let me just skip to Friday. So I had FBI again, Andrew McCabe. I will be talking about it in today's pension post, but only a little. There is an aspect to it that I would like to hear more about, specifically, how many people retire from the FBI at age 50? Or just before the age of 55. I would really like to know how many people there are and what kind of pensions they're getting. California, Kentucky, and New Jersey. And I will keep amassing Kentucky stories because there's a lot right now, but it's probably going to be the roundups. There's not much to comment on other than no, stuff is not going to get passed. So the final item is my Thursday post, and this is where I'm coming to you, my readers. That is my 80% funding myth campaign, as it were. I have news alerts. So the way I find these, I have a Google News alert for 80% pension. Okay, 80 in numbers, space, percent, space, pension. And that does seem to catch up a lot of the stories where the 80% fundedness of a pension is considered, adequate, healthy, indication it's a target, whatever. Remember, what this myth surrounds is that 80% has any meaning whatsoever. making a comparison against 0 or 100% has some definite meanings. 80% is just arbitrary. But because 80% is arbitrary, it's easy to keep moving it. Move that target down, down, down. And why is that happening? Of course, it's because a lot of the pensions are having a hard time making it to 80%, forget about 100%. So they're starting to move the bar. So the one from this week was from 75%. I've seen 70%. I've seen 60%. I haven't seen 50% yet. The problem is, of course, I may miss this because these stories may be in my regular pension news feed. I have various news alerts. I'm on the mailing list of sites like wirepoints.com and pensionstsunami.com and Truth in Accounting, what's it? There's a lot of different, I'm just saying, there's a lot of different sites I'm linked to, but none of them really focus on this 80% funding myth. And some of these stories come because people email me. Remember, marypat.campbell@gmail.com. So if you come across this, please email me. I had a couple different people email me these stories this past week. I really, really appreciate it because I may miss it. And it really annoys me. I don't think they're doing it because they're trying to not have me comment on their stories of moving to 80% is healthy or even lower. I think it's because 80% is getting more and more out of range without a huge step up in contributions in a lot of these places. So that's why they move the bar even lower. And again, it's based on nothing. The 80% is based on nothing, 60%, 75%. Based on nothing. So again, that's it for the week. I'll have some more this coming week. It looks like I'm going to have another post on divestment. Of course, I'm going to have Taxing Tuesday, and New Jersey is going to try to rival California for the most idiotic corporate income tax policy. Monday, as per usual, and we'll see what's around by Friday. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. It's not just Kentucky and Illinois and all of that jazz. So see y'all next week. I'm going to enjoy my tea. Thank you.